nice to talk to you today about your upcoming film. And
Thank you, Nancy.
you're welcome. I feel like, I'm starting to, I was reading that you actually started writing the script before COVID came along. So I don't know. It's like you were attracting it to the universe or what? What was that about?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to make a contained thriller, and I thought that yeah, pandemic or a virus would be a good reason for characters to be contained in a space. Little did I know we would all be doing this a mere months later. So it was very surreal as we were writing the script, when the world that we were creating was weirdly coming true around us. It was very odd.
But do you think that it helped shape a little your story, or did you just
It
have to
did.
really modify it?
Yeah, it just because we all lived through a pandemic, it just made me realize things that I hadn't before. I hadn't really thought of like some of the little details. I think some of the it just affected like some of the disinfection scenes, and even just there was always masks in the script, but the masking made more sense now, and it the actual pandemic that was happening around us definitely affected the writing.
And from the beginning, did you know you wanted to direct it when writing?
Yeah, this was always something that I wanted to direct. I'm a writer director, more of a I'd say I'm more of a writer because I have to be. I consider myself more a director if I had to pick one.
When it came to filming, did you make a lot of like adjustments, changes?
Absolutely. Yeah. I always tell the actors that I'm working with, if something doesn't feel right to you, please change it. And the thing that I love about film as a medium is that it's so collaborative and each collaborator brings something different to the table. I always say, look, if I wanted this world to be exactly as I've written on the page, I would keep it as a book but to me, what's so great about film is that it just keeps going and it's this alive thing. So yeah, there was a lot of my favorite scenes in the movie involved improvisation, and I was so lucky to have a cast that was so comfortable improvising, and yeah, they were just totally game to explore their characters through changing lines or even changing scenarios a little bit. So that process is really what keeps it fresh, keeps it alive for me.
How did Ashley come on board? Because I mean, she was perfect. She was a real badass.
Thank you. Yeah, Ashley is an actress that I've always admired, um, particularly her work in Bug by William Friedkin and Tracy Letts from the Tracy Letts play. I, uh, I just thought she was astounding in that film, and when I saw it, um, I just knew that she could do this perfectly. So it took some convincing, but she signed on, and then really stuck by the project for quite a while. And yeah, we were just so lucky to have her. I think what was most exciting about Ashley was that because she's a pro and has been doing this for so many years, I sort of thought that she was going to come on set and have her ideas and just kind of do her thing. And at first I thought, okay, let me just stay out of her way and let her do her thing. Um, but instead, it was completely the opposite. She was super collaborative. She really wanted to create the character together. Um, One of my favorite things about Ashley as an actress is that she's not afraid to fail. She is willing to try things that may or may not work. And um, she's such a nuanced and gifted actress, that she's just kind of able to experiment and play. And she's totally unself-conscious and is kind of willing to try anything. Even if it might not work, she is very, very trusting. And yeah, it was a huge privilege to get to work with her.
And you have the other characters played by Katie, Sarah, and Asher. What were you looking for their chemistry? Because obviously, when it's a film with a small cast, you have to make sure that the chemistry is at par.
Yeah, the tricky part about the chemistry was that I really felt like that the three women that lived in Lazareth, they really needed to feel not just like a traditional family, but they're sort of the only three people they've been around for the last 15 years. So to me, it was crucial that they develop a bond and have a chemistry where it seemed believable. And of course, they all met on a Friday and we started filming on a Monday or something. So it was, we they had to do some very quick bonding, and I tried to encourage them to do a few table reads, do a little bit of rehearsing, and Ashley had this idea where she was going to record uh, voice notes to the girls and like send it to them. This is before they'd even met, so that the girls could learn the cadence of her voice and they could start to sort of hear her voice before they actually met her. So that was some stuff that we tried to do, and um, we would have little game nights on set on the weekends so people could bond. And we sort of just tried to have a crash course in them bonding. And what was really nice was that Asher Angel didn't start filming until a week later. So what ended up happening is although we did shoot the whole movie out of sequence, the three actresses sort of developed this world together for a week, and then just naturally the Asher character kind of invaded that world. So that was sort of a nice thing that happened organically, that helped that sort of tension between the characters.
Your work as the director, one of the scenes I'm curious for you to tell me about are the ones where lots of actions going on in the house, but you have the shots where it's like black. Suddenly you have a shot, a quick flash, and then back to the darkness. Can you talk about that and how you came about with that idea?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I just love. I think darkness is a really effective tool, especially when you're independent film. It's always to me the scariest things are the things that you don't see, because then you can imagine what it is. Um, so it was sort of built out of necessity, in some ways, but also I find, yeah, I find seeing actors bathed in darkness and not really seeing what's going on, and you want your audience to have to squint a little bit and sort of try and see what's around the shadows or behind a dark corner. Um, I thought that would be hopefully an effective way to create some suspense and fear.
Yes, I was squinting. I was just like, what? Made my eyes open wider. Can't miss a shot.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the title? I can't help but feel like Lazareth sounds religious.
Yeah, you know, I think I think in some ways it is. I think, you know, these women have been living in isolation for a very long time, and to them, Lazarus is the center of their universe. As Ashley's character says in the movie, it sustains and protects us. They see this house as another living, breathing organism that they associate with every day. Um, I think this about houses all the time and about places, that the house is alive and is a part of you, or at least that's what it feels like. So I think, Lazarus is something that they respect. It's their sanctuary. Um, to Ashley's character, it's a world free of violence, free of disease. So I think Lazarus does have a very spiritual, at least, meaning for these characters. And I think Owen's character starts to see that as he spends more and more time there.
Thank you for your time. Congratulations with this film. And
Thank you.